Hi everyone, Daniel here, the creator of the relationship model of addiction. What is the relationship model of addiction? It is a new standard for understanding and treating addiction and navigating your recovery. For the last couple of months, we've been focusing on the second stage of recovery, which is developing a relationship with yourself. But I want to talk to you today about something that really can be applied to and cuts through all the stages of recovery, the 3 stages of recovery. And I'm really excited to talk to you about this because this could be new and very, very useful. I want to talk to you today about the paradoxical nature of communication and the power of communication. So I'm going to give you a lot of examples for how this can play out and be useful for you. Let's say in the first stage of recovery where you're dealing with breaking up, you're breaking up with the means of relief, you're breaking up that relationship. As you may or may not know, the 12 steps, the first step is admitting that you're powerless over your addiction and your life has become unmanageable. So just being able to share with someone that you're feeling powerless, that sharing, it's so hard. So many people have such a hard time coming to the place of accepting and admitting that they're powerless because they don't want that feeling of being out of control. But the moment that they're able to say that you're powerless, the moment you could say that over your addiction, that is your ticket to freedom. At that moment when you say that you're powerless, all of a sudden you gain power, and it's freeing to be able to recognize that. So the paradox is saying that you're powerless, but in that, at the very moment you say that and come out and admit that, you find that you're freer than ever. All of a sudden you have this sense of freedom that you didn't have before. Another example related to that is, well, and also when I'm talking about the paradoxical nature of communication, I'm talking about communicating with awareness. Remember, in the second stage of recovery, developing a relationship with yourself, what that's about is being aware of what your experience is. So if you're beginning recovery and you're dealing with that first stage and admitting that you're powerless, a lot of what comes up is a lot of shame and feeling defective and feeling badly because you can't control it, and there's some expectation that you put on yourself that you should be able to control it and manage yourself, and when you can't, you have this deep sense of shame that goes on. But the moment that you're able, if you're in touch with that, and that's true for you, with the moment that you're able to say, I just feel so terrible and so ashamed and it's just so weak, I feel so weak to not be able to control my addiction, that moment, there's what I have seen often is a tremendous sense of relief and feeling better, just being able to get that out and admit that. So while you're saying that you feel ashamed and terrible and weak, all of a sudden there's a tremendous rush of relief and power and strength and clarity that comes from that. So that's just in the first stage here. Now in the second stage, when you're talking about developing your relationship with yourself, and the third stage, developing relationships with others, emotionally nourishing relationships with others, this I found to be so incredibly powerful. Like when you're communicating from the place of awareness, like if you're with someone and someone you're in relationship with and you're not feeling really that connected to them, and you're feeling distance or tension or estrangement, and you're able to say that I'm not feeling connected to you right now, or I've been feeling disconnected from you or disengaged from you, and that doesn't feel good. The moment you say that you feel disconnected to someone, guess what happens? You're connected to someone. You're connected to that person by virtue of saying that you're disconnected. That immediately connects you. Try this out for yourself and see whether this fits, if this is what you experience. Try it out. Along the same line, when you say you're with someone and you're feeling maybe angry or mistrusting or unsafe, and you say that I'm not feeling open right now, the moment you say that you're not feeling open, you're open. You're opening up there. It's just an incredibly the wonder of the paradox is just mind-boggling how this works. Similarly, when you say something like, I'm not really present with you right now, I'm kind of distracted. The moment you say that you're distracted, you're more present in that moment. Along the same line, let's say you're angry, and you could say something like, you know, I'm really aware of a lot of anger right now and a lot of resentment. When you don't say that, and you're aware of it, and maybe you're fighting against it or trying to escape from it, it just builds up and takes more weight. It's heavier inside of you, and you carry this baggage with you. However, the moment you say, you know, what I'm aware of right now is I'm feeling a lot of anger, the anger subsides. It lessens dramatically, because the moment you say that, the anger or the resentment that you're feeling dissolves into a space of awareness and the space of what's going on in the moment, which is a lot more than the anger. So what happens is that the anger and the acuity of the anger and the resentment shrink and subside. It's just amazing. So this power of communication, it's kind of counterintuitive, because a lot of times the negative feelings that you're having, you don't want to have and you're fighting against, but you don't realize that when you check it out, when you say what it is that's going on with you, your experience transforms. You're immediately more connected to the other person. You're immediately more grounded in yourself, and you're feeling better about yourself, because it's a lightening, it's a release that changes your experience. So I'm going to wind this down now. Just kind of, I want to leave you with this thought, and hope that it inspires you to communicate more, to come out and share your experience with the person you're with to the extent that you're aware of it, and see what happens. This is the secret of intimacy. This is the secret of well-being, is communicating, how and what you communicate. And when you're communicating from the place of awareness, what I'm aware of right now is. So with that, I want you to go out and practice, and share with me what your experience is, and let's compare notes and see whether this bears fruit for you. Okay? So until we meet again, the quality of your experience, the quality of your relationships is the quality of your life.